This video will show how to install TDengine TSDB and TDengine IDMP on a Windows machine from scratch. Right now I'm using a Windows 11 machine, and the first thing to do is we need to download the installation packages for TDengine TSDB and IDMP. You can get them from the download center at tdengine.com/downloads or from the documentation. For TSDB, it's docs.tdengine.com under Get Started, Deploy from Package. And IDMP is idmpdocs.tdengine.com under Getting Started, Local Install. So once you've got your installation packages, and you can see them here, I've downloaded TSDB Enterprise 3.4.1.1 and IDMP Enterprise 1.0.15.3. We'll also need one dependency if you have not installed Java on your computer. IDMP requires Java 21 or higher. So you need to go to the Oracle website and download the installation package for Java 21 or higher. And go ahead and install that now. And just use the default settings. It'll take about 1 minute to install this. Just click close. Now that we're done with that, we can go ahead and install TSDB. So we'll run the installer here. And once again, just use the defaults. If you want to use OPC, you may need to choose this DLL here. For this test, we're not going to. Just go on through and click install, and this will take another 1 to 2 minutes to install TDengine TSDB. This page just tells you whether you have the Pi System SDK installed. If you're using the Pi System connector in TDengine, you may need this. Otherwise, you can ignore it and click Next. Here you can specify a host name for your computer. We'll just keep the default here, and then click Finish to complete the installation. Now that we've installed TSDB, we need to initialize it. It's installed by default into the C TDengine directory. When we're in the TDengine folder, we'll find the start all batch file and run it as an administrator. What this file does is it loads the TDengine services and starts them, and it initializes parts of the database. Now that we've run the start all and our services are running, we'll go into a web browser. And TDengine TSDB Explorer is located on port 6060 by default. So we'll go in here and log in with the default username and password. I'll have to register Explorer, so you put in your name and email and get a verification code. Once you receive your verification code, just copy it and paste it here and click Submit. And now we've logged into Explorer and we can start using TDengine TSDB. But now we're going to install IDMP as well. So we can go ahead and close this and run the IDMP installer that we downloaded before. First, I have to accept the enterprise software agreement here. You can install it to the same folder you installed TSDB, which in this case is TDengine, the default. On this page, you'll want to choose online installation. This will get the dependencies for IDMP from the internet. Click Next and install. So the IDMP files will be placed in the TDengine/IDMP folder. And this will take another 1 or 2 minutes to install. Alright, now that we've installed IDMP, we can go ahead and start it. We'll go in the C drive, TDengine folder, and then the IDMP subfolder. In this case, we're running IDMP and TSDB on the same machine, so we don't need to make any changes to the configuration. If you are running TSDB on a separate machine, you'll need to modify application.yaml accordingly. Specifically, you'll need to put the TSDB IP address under default connection URL. So the default here is localhost. If you're not localhost, you'll want to change this before you start TDengine IDMP. But in this case, it's the same machine, so the default settings are correct. We'll go into the bin folder and run start TDengine IDMP as an administrator. When this is finished, the services have started. However, IDMP will take a few minutes to initialize. We can expect it to be ready in about 5 minutes or less, and we'll have to wait a little bit before we access the console here. Now that we've waited a few minutes and loaded the page here, which is on port 6042, we can get the activation going. First, you'll enter your email address, and then your organization for IDMP, which you can set as you want. Then click Get Code, and your activation code will be sent to your email. Once you've received your verification code, just paste it into this field here and click Activate. Here you can choose whether to send certain information to TDengine, such as crash reports to help us make the product better. Once you're finished, click Agree. And you'll have to enter your information here, so your name, phone number, and password. Next, you'll have to choose at least one sample scenario, so you'll have at least a little data in IDMP to get started. I'll just choose utilities, but you can pick whichever one you like or which is a better fit for your industry. Then click Confirm when you're done. You can choose multiple if you want as well. Here the tour guide comes up. I'll just close it for now. You can access this at any time in the menu on the right here under tour guide if you want an introduction to the UI of TDengine IDMP. So we'll let some sample data load. We can check that in the admin console in that right hand menu under sample data. And we can see that the utilities data set is loading. Now that we've got a little bit of data in the system, our AI can start generating panel suggestions with zero query intelligence. And we can see that IDMP and TSDB are both installed and running properly on this Windows 11 machine. And this was a local install starting from scratch, and this should be reproducible for anyone who is running Windows 11.